Well, Delhi's pollution level continues to reach new highs. The air quality index has surged close to the 500 mark today morning. Now, as per the Commission of Air Quality Management, the national capital is expected to return to the higher end of the severe plus category in the coming days. The Indian Meteorological Department has predicted dense to very dense fog conditions in the night and morning hours in parts of northwestern India. It has also predicted foggy conditions till the 21st of November in Delhi. The dense fog conditions could impact airport, highway and railway operations. Driving conditions could become difficult as well.
प्राइवेट गाड़ियों से लेकर के ट्रकों तक पर प्रतिबंध लगाया गया है, लेकिन हमने कल से तमाम एक्सपर्ट से बात की। ये जो स्मॉग की चादर जो छाई हुई है, इसको कैसे तोड़ा जा सकता है, इसका क्या इमीडिएट समाधान है। हमें लगता है कि अब वो समय आ गया है कि दिल्ली के अंदर इस स्मॉग की चादर को तोड़ने के लिए, दिल्ली के लोगों को प्रदूषण से मुक्त कराने के लिए आर्टिफिशियल रेन कराई जाए।
Currently, we are reporting from the Kartavya Path area. We are going to show you the visuals, and this is exactly how the GRAP IV should have been implemented. You can see that these are the sprinkling machines which have been deployed in many parts of the capital city, and their work is to use this entire exercise in bits and pieces. And this is something which is currently being exercised on the screen as well. And you can see these are the kind of exercises which are being seen in different part of the city and in the entire NCR region. And currently, this is the picture which talks about as to how the implementation is currently being done, although there are many of the things which have been mentioned as part of the GRAP IV, which is currently being invoked in the capital city. And this is one such thing which was, which was asked and which was anticipated from the side of the authorities in the very first place. So this is the picture from the Kartavya Path area. Apart from it, I would urge my camera person Sujit to show you the prominent heritage site and the iconic site, India Gate as well, although beyond a point the visibility appears to be impacted, but this is the picture which usually talks about as to what exactly the condition of the pollution is like.
Let's go across to my colleague Kritika, who's now getting us the latest response. Kritika, first and foremost, what is the weather condition, right? I hope you're keeping safe and are using due precautions, because you had to deal with the brunt of the pollution which you faced while reporting earlier this week. So I hope you're better now. What are the conditions right now, and what are they expected to be according to the IMD forecast?
Right, Ritangshu. In fact, today is much better in terms of visibility and in terms of fog from the last 3 days, in fact, that we had been witnessing. There wasn't any dense fog situation, because of which we are still seeing that the numbers are not as high as they were when the air was completely packed with fog. From 494, the AQI is now in the 471 reading. This again is in the very severe levels. And while this is an average for the national capital as a whole, there are areas in the national capital where still the AQI is above 480 and 90. So just because the fog has subsided doesn't mean that the air pollution has gotten any better in larger parts of Delhi. Even as of now, we can see a lot of haze still persists. This is right in the afternoon. Today, at least, we have a lot of sunshine that can permeate and not be blocked by fog. Despite that, we see that the pollution levels remain high, except for 2 stations, one in Dwarka and one at ITO. The levels across Delhi are still above 450. And as per the forecast of the early warning system by the Indian Institute of Meteorology as well, the severe category of air quality is expected to persist till 21st of November. Remember, this is why schools also have now been shut down. Colleges, multiple central run colleges have also been shut down for physical classes till Saturday, post which another decision will be taken. But having said that, we see that these measures are coming in too late. Already a larger population, especially children as well as older people, have been exposed to really severe air quality in the past couple of days. Since October, we had been talking about how the contribution of stubble burning will be spiking, and yesterday again we saw how Punjab again registered the highest number of stubble burning cases, crossing its own 1,000 mark. Now this in fact is going to significantly impact the air quality in the national capital as well, though real-time numbers are still not available from the Environment Ministry. However, we can safely say that the numbers have been fluctuating above 20 whenever such a spike has been recorded. Now, as of if I have to talk about ITO here, because the traffic of trucks and buses have slowed down. Buses, of course, because there's a protest going on as well. We see that the roads have cleared up, and probably that's the reason why the reading here at the ITO station is around 385. Other than the station, everywhere the reading continues to be above 400, and these are the situations that persist even in Noida, Greater Noida, Ghaziabad, as well as Gurugram as well.
Kritika, thanks for getting us those updates. It's a mark of how bad the situation is that we are actually breathing a sigh of relief, metaphorically, not literally, after with air quality reaching the 400 plus mark, because this time 24 hours ago, the air quality readings across much of the national capital region was above 900. In fact, in some places it was above 1000. Kritika, thanks for joining us. Now, while this is going on, the latest gimmick, if I can use that, which has been cited by the Delhi government, is now the issue of cloud seeding. Delhi's Environment Minister Gopal Rai has written a letter to Union Minister for Artificial Rains. The government has been toying with the idea of employing artificial rain using cloud seeding, the method of triggering rain by seeding clouds with salts to fight that pollution. If possible, let's listen in once again to what Gopal Rai had to say.
प्राइवेट गाड़ियों से लेकर के ट्रकों तक पर प्रतिबंध लगाया गया है, लेकिन हमने कल से तमाम एक्सपर्ट से बात की। ये जो स्मॉग की चादर जो छाई हुई है, इसको कैसे तोड़ा जा सकता है, इसका क्या इमीडिएट समाधान है। हमें लगता है कि अब वो समय आ गया है कि दिल्ली के अंदर इस स्मॉग की चादर को तोड़ने के लिए, दिल्ली के लोगों को प्रदूषण से मुक्त कराने के लिए आर्टिफिशियल रेन कराई जाए।
So what is artificial rain and what is cloud seeding? Can it really work to ensure that Delhi remains smog-free? For that, we have joining us at this point Professor Manindra Agarwal. He's the director of IIT Kanpur and is also one of the nation's foremost experts when it comes to the concept of cloud seeding. Thank you so much for joining me, Professor Agarwal. There's been a lot of talk about cloud seeding as a possible means to control the pollution crisis in Delhi. For the benefit of our viewers, can you really explain what is cloud seeding? How can you artificially make it rain?
Yeah, so first of all, I should say that the cloud seeding is not a solution for pollution. What it can do is alleviate the effects of pollution for a period of time, but that too when there are clouds in the sky with reasonable moisture content. So to answer your question that how does one create rain? Well, it is making these clouds with moisture rain. Oftentimes what happens is these clouds with moisture pass through a region without causing any rain. And that's the thing that we can make happen through the cloud seeding technique.
So you mentioned that cloud seeding is not a solution to pollution. Then what is your response, Professor Agarwal, to politicians, especially from the Delhi government? You just heard Mr. Gopal Rai stressing on the need for cloud seeding, almost as if this is some sort of a brahmastra that can end pollution in NCR. Is this then just a political gesture?
Well, it is certainly not a brahmastra. Like I said, when there is a cloud cover, we can cause it to rain with, of course, clouds with moisture, and then it will alleviate the impact of pollution because it will settle down these microparticles that are floating in the air. for a period of time. But if the source of pollution is not tackled, the pollution will come back. So really the solution, the long-term solution is to address the source of pollution. And until that is addressed, cloud seeding is a way to reduce the impact of pollution.
So what is the source of pollution that you're seeing at this point? In your assessment, what according to you is the root cause?
Yeah, so I am not an expert in this domain. I have my colleagues at IIT Kanpur who know better about this, and they would be the ones to expertly inform on this. But what I have learned from them is that there are a few major sources of pollution. One is the stubble burning, as everybody says. Other is the construction dust that comes up. And third is the diesel vehicle pollution, especially the long, big trucks of that take the goods from one point to other. And of course, all combined with a weather condition where the wind stops and creates a kind of a zone where everything collects. So it's that combination that gives rise to this current situation.
Okay, so Professor Agarwal, then let's return to cloud seeding, which is your main area of expertise. If curbing pollution is not the main purpose of cloud seeding, what is? Because as we speak, I remember it has been used to great effect in China very recently.
The cloud seeding, the usage is that if you have a situation like the current situation that exists in Delhi, and there is a real need to elevate the pollution cover there, then cloud seeding is a possible solution. It can certainly help reduce the pollution content in the air. This is the one that China used quite well during the Beijing Olympic times and thereabouts. That's when the Beijing used to get extremely polluted in the winters. But over time, they actually addressed the source of that pollution. And so if you look at today, the Chinese do not do cloud seeding to reduce pollution in Beijing.
So my final question, Professor Agarwal, then what are the possible downsides of cloud seeding? Because if I remember correctly, a recent case of abnormal rainfall, which we saw in Dubai, was also attributed to cloud seeding.
See, it's an inexact science. There is not enough, I would say, data that is available that we can be very sure of exactly whether the seeding has created additional problems. The Dubai thing certainly is an open to question whether the abnormal rain was a result of cloud seeding experiments. Although the government denied it, but one doesn't know. So for me to say that what would be the downside of it, well, surely it is open to study. I would say I will not be able to clearly say that it can lead to, but there is a possibility, yes, that if we don't control it well, when we do excessive seeding, obviously it is going to cause excessive rain or even hailstorm. So those are the things that one needs to keep in mind when you are doing cloud seeding.
All right. So I hope, Professor Agarwal, that the politicians were listening. It's not a gimmick. It's not a be-all, end-all solution to end the pollution crisis. Cloud seeding is an inexact science, and it can only be applied under certain specific conditions. Thank you so much for joining me, Professor Agarwal.